Alex, quite a remarkable afternoon for Gosport Borough Football Club. You are now a Conference South team. Just sum up the afternoon for yourself.
Well, if I was going to win a football match, you probably want to win it that way. You know, we did it last year, and to be fair, there was lessons learnt there. You know, that I knew as a manager that I saw what Paul Town went when we equalised and did exactly the reverse what Hemel did to us today. And it was a case of me getting out there and making sure that the players believed in what they were doing for 80 minutes and getting the belief back into it. You saw the heads drop, but I've got experienced players out there, you know, and that's when you want someone like Sammy Igo and Danny Smith and Jamie Brown and and Lee Molyneux, you know, and we picked ourselves up and we closed them out because they were in the ascendancy then, obviously scoring right on that stroke, and but then we kept the belief, and there were 5 good penalties, and I knew that's the one thing that winds me up in training, that they insist on having penalty shootouts at the end of training, and just goes to show how much I know. I'm glad they did it now.
It fell down to Sammy Igo, probably the most experienced player in the squad. Did you always believe it was? I said to the chairman and the missus, I said I'll put the mortgage on him doing that. You're not going to phase Sammy. Playing 500 times in the Football League, he's not going to get phased, and I think he wanted the 5th one, so he knew he could win it for us, and exactly what happened. It's a wonderful atmosphere here now. You have won. Just what would you say to them Gosport Borough fans behind that goal this evening?
I think you've seen 2 different sets of fans here today. I think you've seen a set of fans that have been well behaved and thoroughly well behaved, and that's what I want to see in football. And at the other end, I saw Hemel Hempstead with complete and utter disgrace. And I feel sorry for Hemel. They're a fantastic club. There's nothing to do with their management, nothing to do with the players, and it's got nothing to do with the good fans. These were people that turned up today under the so-called Hemel banner, and it was an absolute disgrace. I've got Nathan has been continually bombarded by missiles and the chants they were doing at him, and it's going to intimidate everybody. But he's a big character, and he stood up to it, and he's answered them with a fine save in the penalties. But I felt the referee was a bit too weak then. 3 times the referee came across and said to the 4th official that he's reporting him for it. Well, why don't he just go and get someone to say to him, if you carry on, I'm going to abandon the game. At that point, we're 2-0 up. You can't let these thugs, run football. And I felt they run it for a certain time then, and they got the extra minutes put on, and in those extra minutes they went and scored the goal. So ultimately they almost won. Thankfully, he took the penalties and shut them up.
You have won on penalties, so it means fixtures Eastleigh next season, Havant and Waterlooville, real local derbies. Just what does that mean to you now to be managing in the Conference South?
Someone said to Mick Catlin and I that you forget that I head this team, but I've got some fantastic coaches in that behind me. You've got someone like Mick Catlin and Tony Stairs, Terry Pike. I've got some really good people, and they're telling me that Cats and me are the new Clough and Taylor, and I'll settle that. Mr. Clough was a hero of mine, and Cats and I work fantastically together. We're good friends, and God, he knows his football inside out. And together, we've got this club from Wessex League to Conference, and it's a fairy tale, and I want to pitch myself against full-time managers and full-time players, and I wanted the chairman to end up in Cubicle 1 today, and I think that's where he's ended up.